Welcome to his house, where we gon' run our mouth, while sipping purty, that's purty, yeah, that's on me. What's up, y'all? Welcome to his house, purties, on me. Alright, so we're here to talk about Jada and Little Baby's son. Cause for some reason, I think his name is Loyal. I love that name, by the way. That's really dope. And I think it really suits him. But it's just like I'm tired of people talking about this little boy. He's like what, 4 or 5? And yeah, I think she said he was 4 or something. And he was like, she said he was like going on 40. So I love it. Like he has a great personality, and I know he's destined for great things. And I'm sure he gets judged and criticized and ridiculed all the time. And that just beside all that, he has a great bubbly personality. And at the end of the day, why are people worried about this child like this? Like, go pick on somebody else. Like, that's crazy. Like, people don't got their own issues and stuff and relevancy that they got to worry about and deal with. Like, be freaking for real. Okay, so I'm gonna speak on the fact of like bloggers or just trollers, people online just like reading this little boy for filth. Like it doesn't make any sense. Like it's ridiculous. Because at the end of the day, I would say this, I'm a firm believer, despite what you may think, your own personal opinions, this is my personal said opinion. You're free to leave your opinions down below. But this is a judge-free zone. If you want to be a judge so you don't be judged. That's what it say. That's what it say. Okay, so this is my, and only God can judge me. And only God can judge you. So let's not go there because you don't want me to judge you. All right, so let's get into it. So I do feel it's my own personal opinion. You accumulate your own opinion and leave it down below, okay, on this topic. But I do feel that kids, but despite what some people may think, I do feel like some kids are born a certain way. Whether they're going to be gay, straight, bi, whatever, it's just going to be what it is. Because at the end of the day, people are who they are. It just is what it is. And I have dealt with some young kids and realized that they may be more feminine or they may be more masculine. And automatically we assume roles. Just like we know a boy is a boy because he does boy things and a girl's a girl. Because basically what they look like. That's what we assume originally. But at the end of the day, when you grow up, this world is filled with so many different diverse personalities. Some of them have or are part of the LGBTQ community. Some of them are not a part of it. Some of it ridicule it. Some people are out of it. Like it just is what it is. When you're a child, you're really not focusing on what you are as a child, especially at 4 years old. You're focusing on living life, enjoying life, having fun. That's all you're worried about. You're not worried about who you like and it until you get much older. So at the end of the day, I don't feel like it's right for a person to ridicule a child, just period, on what they choose to be a part of. Because at the end of the day, excuse me, despite the fact that they are a child, just like you and me, they are trying to find their own way in this world. And that's all you can do. And I do feel like some people are just born the way they are. But at the end of the day, God made them. Regardless, he made them. So that's the way he wanted to make them. And you just need to deal with it. Because that's God's choice at the end of the day. Excuse me. And at the end of the day, I feel like let the kid be a kid. If he is that way, it's going to show up later on in life. He has too many other things to worry about. How to do basic things as a toddler, as a young person, how to adapt to life, how to deal with cruel people, how to be sociable, how to be entertaining. So that's what he needs to focus on. He doesn't need to focus on people already judging him before he even gains a real identity of who he is. A lot of the things I identify with in my younger years, I don't identify with today, past 25. So your view is going to keep changing. It's going to change as you maneuver this world, as you fit in society. It just is what it is. I don't feel, as you enlighten and become a bigger thinker, more outspoken. Your views are going to change. The things that I did and felt at a certain age, it wasn't the same thing that I feel at an older age. It just is what it is. Henceforth, one reason why I don't believe kids should have the option or the right, because I know they're making it into a law, to make certain decisions before they get a certain age. Because a lot of the choices that I made that I am more proud of is in my past my 20s. So at the end of the day, yes, your choice, your body, this and that, if you want to do whatever with it. But you may change, because it has been people who have done changes to their bodies at a younger age and said they wish they hadn't. So at the end of the day, wait till you experience life. And regardless if you're this or you're that, be happy in what you're here with. Because it's LGBTQ in this world and people love them. And there's some people that hate them, but that's how people gonna deal with everybody. They gonna either love them or hate them. But at the end of the day, be authentically you. You don't have to try to change yourself to fit a crowd, a gender, because at the end of the day, if a person has a problem with you, that's their own personal issue, had nothing to do with you, and only God can judge you. And the same measure they trying to judge you, they're gonna be judged 10 times higher, greater. So they need to worry about their own feet, their own destination, before jumping in somebody else's pond trying to figure them out and try to tell them what to do and be. Because at the end of the day, it's not over till it's over, to the fat lady scene. And as long as you keep living your life, you can still one day just say, I repent of this, I repent of that, and change your whole life around until your end of your day, and you still got years and years to go. So at the end of the day, we're all sinners. We all are not perfect. So it's crazy to want to judge the next person. I just did a thing about church folks on my page while I left the church. So let's talk about it. It's too many judgmental people, and they claim that they're perfect and holier than thou, and they not. It's just what it is. Let's really talk about it. I should be worried more about you than you trying to worry about me, or this little boy trying to worry about what y'all care or think. Y'all don't even got to figure it out. That's why you judging, because it clearly says do not judge in the same Bible that you trying to judge me from. That's what it said. Okay, so at the end of the day, I do feel like everybody has male and feminine characteristics. And just because a woman is more manly doesn't mean she's gay. Just because a man is more feminine doesn't mean that he's gay. It just means that that's the side that they feel more comfortable with living in at that moment in their life, to adjust and live this world and living in society the best that they know how. And as their environment changes, as they become a different scenario in a different place, that view may change. I used to be more masculine than what I am now. I'm trying to step into my more feminine era. So changes keep going. Changes don't stop. Changes keep happening. And at the end of the day, people get to decide how they choose to stand up, show up for themselves, and present themselves to you. It's not your choice to judge or tell them how to do it, because you can't. At the end of the day, you can only live your life to the best of your ability, and then be happy when it's said and done. So all I'm saying is, it's really sad that people know that they have been forever evolving, forever changing in their old age, and done some stupid things, made some mistakes, done things that they wish they hadn't said, wish they hadn't done, and then wish they can turn back the hand of the times in their younger days, but they want to sit here and judge a child. It really just shows your own faults, your own insecurities, because you want to find fault in the innocent. Children, they say, are faultless, blameless, innocent. Children are more innocent than an older person. A child is going to get more grace than that older person in their 40s, 50s, 60s who know better. They do better. They show better. Okay. So before you try to judge somebody, especially in your old age, just remember the child definitely has more grace than you, more opportunities for forgiveness than you, because they don't know as much as you know, and they're going to be forgiven a lot quicker than you. So before you judge, and you've been told not to judge, make sure you remember that thought, because you have to say that when you have to go before the grand judge and jury to plead your case and plead the fifth on why you sit there and fix your mouth to judge a child. So remember that. Because if he say, depart from me, I never knew you, don't feel no kind of way. Because you up here trying to tell a little 4-year-old boy what he needs to do with his life. When he's just sitting here trying to live his life, be happy. Because every time I see him, he seems to be very happy. Yeah, they say he is opinionated. He may be very much opinionated, but he needs to be. Because the world is out, a cruel, cruel world out here. And if they're talking to him like this at this age, he needs to get ready for what the world's gonna have him when he gets older. And I feel like he's gonna be able to handle it. I feel like he's going to thrive in it. And despite what your opinion is of this little boy, keep it to yourself. I mean, I got an opinion too, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, he's gonna live his life to the best of his ability and the way he wants to leave it. And I don't have a heaven or hell to put him in, and I cannot judge him because I'm not his father, I'm not his creator. Okay, and the person who is creating him, and that's the only person who can judge him. And at the end of the day, Lil has plenty of time to grow, plenty of time to prosper and become who he is. Excuse me. If one day as he grows up and experiences his life and develops his truth and decides he wants to be a part of certain communities, that's his prerogative, that's his privilege, that's his desire, that's what he's able to do. But it's not nobody else's critique or judgment that we care about or should be given to him. Because at the end of the day, the world is already judgy enough. The world is probably going to be judging him the rest of his life. And he's a child. So let the little boy live his life and show support to him. And in that support, he's going to develop into a great, amazing person who's going to have sympathy and grace and no judgment for other people, because people that sit there and try to judge him and talk to him crazy as a child. So anybody who fixed their mouth to come for a child need to really re-examine themselves. Well, keep separate, and that's on me. All is allegedly, that's per T. They say that we're purty, you like when you do dirty. It's so thirsty, sipping that purty. Per T, it's so freaky dirty. Body getting bigger, like stick figures.